Well, guess what, my friend? We will all die. We will all be in a lot of pain. It's all coming our way. It's inevitable. It's part of life. But in the meantime, you might as well be a fucking savage and live your life the way you want to live. And you might as well put your best effort and your best foot forward and train like a motherfucker. That's Mark Bell from Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Just got done eating, about to go do a podcast with my homie Treston Scholl. Also later this week, on the weekend, going out to Columbus, Ohio to see many of you at booth 1913 at the Arnold Classic. Really fired up for that. Going to see Brian Shaw, hopefully kick some ass in the strongman competition. Just had some yummy Mexican food, Dos Coyote, here in Davis, California. I had a bowl with chicken, steak, some cheese, some guacamole, and some salsa. It was fantastic. And I ate it with my brother, who's behind the camera right there. So this is just a real casual version of the Power Project. And my short, fat, disgusting little brother, or older brother, hey, who should probably be at home brushing his teeth, is going to ask me a couple questions.
Yeah, so I had a friend, his name's Branton, right? He's huge.
First of all, we know that's a lie.
Yeah, I don't have any friends. But he's huge. He's like, I don't know, he's tall.
People only like him to try to get into his movies.
He's handsome, and he's jacked, and he's an actor.
What's his name?
Branton, with a T.
It is kind of a hot guy name.
His last name is Box.
I'm Branson.
Yeah, he's jacked.
I can picture him, chiseled chin.
Yeah, he's all chiseled. He's
sucked
jacked,
in
dude.
cheeks.
So anyway, this guy, he texted me today, and he said, look, I know you've been doing the war on carbs. I saw you lose a lot of weight. You've been doing like a keto diet. He's like, I haven't been able to lose like the last little bit of belly fat. You know, he's pretty jacked.
He's got some chub.
Yeah, but he's pretty lean. You know, he's pretty lean already, and he hasn't really done a low carb diet ever. So, what would you recommend he reads or does or looks into?
Low carb diets are great. A great place to start is with the old school book of Body Opus. I think you can still get it online. One of my favorites. Dr. Mauro Di Pasquale has some great information on ketogenic diets as well. He did the metabolic diet and the anabolic diet. The advantage of those diets are that Dr. Di Pasquale gives you room to actually have some carbohydrates, and even advises for over a period of time that you build up on your carbs a little bit. Some people getting into 50 grams of carbs, 100 grams of carbs, on top of the trace carbs that we get. Carbs are everywhere, as John Anderson put it. Those little bastards are fucking everywhere. So that's a really good diet, because when we're talking about dieting and we're talking about lifting or sports, you want your diet to be able to match up with being able to perform. If you can't perform, if you can't get through your full workout with a lot of intensity and a lot of energy, and instead you're like, oh man, I got three more exercises I was supposed to do today, and you walk out of the gym and you leave, then it's kind of a failed opportunity to get more jacked and tan.
What if you have just say you have a movie role coming up in like a couple weeks or something though, and you just want to get shredded? Should you just go?
Yeah, I think a cyclical ketogenic style diet is a good idea. Maybe with about a 5-day, very low carb protocol, or even 7-day, depending. You can even go as low as 3 days, where on the third day you have some carbohydrates. But I do think that it's still not a good idea, as Dr. Lane Norton put it, and pretty much killed all my hopes and dreams. He said that you can make yourself fat off of one meal. Try digesting that. That fucking sucks. But I do like the ketogenic style diets. There's a lot of other ways to lose body fat, but it's a great protocol to just say, you know what, I'm just not eating any carbs. You don't have to really count much of anything. You just got to read some labels. Some people are like, well, what the hell do I eat for breakfast, or what do I eat for lunch, or what do I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? A lot of times consists of meat when you're on a keto style diet.
Chicken wings.
Yeah. You got chicken wings. You got salami. Any like cured meats. You have cheese. You have a lot of good, yummy options. Bacon.
And a healthier route is to go with like MCT oil, right?
Right.
Different things like
now,
that.
where I do disagree with some of the popular, especially now, the popular stuff out there about ketosis is a lot of people really urge you to get in this crazy high range of fat. And I personally think it's a little bit unnecessary. I know that they're trying to basically make your body retarded in terms of being able to hold body fat, because the ketone is a fractionated fat. I don't know all the science behind it, so I'm not going to even pretend to. But the ketones, I guess, can be utilized, in theory, by your body as energy. So there's a lot of great information out there. You can go as deep into it as you want to. I don't think you need to be peeing on sticks to see if your thing's turning purple. Not your thing, but
It's just fun though.
Your stick's turning purple. I don't think you need to really even be producing ketones. The objective is to get rid of carbohydrates, to try to give yourself some newfound regimen, get yourself on a routine, and to create new and better habits for yourself. Replace some of your old bad habits with now good habits and healthier choices. You can still eat vegetables. You can still throw in some fruit here and there. Just because you're cutting your carbs down doesn't mean they have to be cut out forever. Doesn't mean they have to be cut out doesn't mean they have to be cut out completely. So I would suggest, if you're gonna try it, try a 3-week ketogenic diet, or 3-week low carb diet. Let's just call it that, because that's what it really is. Keep the carbohydrates under about 30 per day. If they creep up to 50, don't sweat it, but under about 30 per day. You want to have your protein match your body weight in grams of protein per pound of body weight, approximately. And the amount of grams of fat that you're going to eat is probably going to almost match up to that as well. So it'll sound like a ton of fat, and it sound a little bit gross. The fat could even represent more like 75% of your body weight. But those are just very vague guidelines. It's going to matter each individual person. Other diets out there that are really good, I always recommend flexible dieting. Dr. Lane Norton is on the forefront of a lot of that stuff, and I just think...
Can you get shredded on flexible
dieting?
You
can get shredded. Check out Matt Ogus. Look at Matt Ogus on Instagram. Look him up.
This guy said he's gotten to a plateau. So that's what he wanted to try, was a low carb diet. So you're saying there's other options than just the low carb to get shredded?
There's tons of great options out there. Even a little bit of cardiovascular training can go a long way. Maybe even just switching up the type of cardiovascular training that you're doing. Maybe switch to something where you're doing sprints rather than doing steady state cardio. By the way, both forms of cardio are really, really good. They're fantastic for health reasons, building up your heart, building up your wind, giving you a better ability, giving you better conditioning. Better conditioning is going to lead to better workouts. If you're big into weightlifting, easy for me to say, if you're big into weightlifting, conditioning can ultimately be a key factor in your turnaround time from one workout to another. If somebody may go in there and blitz their body with 10 or 15 exercises in a given day, well, that person can usually recover from those pretty good because they have a very high fitness level. Someone like our friend Michael Hearn. Somebody like that has been training for a very long time, very gifted athlete, very strong athlete. Hi, Mike. And he's able to recover from some crazy workouts, not because he's on steroids. Stop it, everybody, stop it. But he's able to recover from his workouts because he's been doing it for a very long time, and he's on the damn step mill every day of his life for like an hour at a time. There's other examples too. If you don't think he's natty, there's tons of other people too. CrossFitters, I know you guys hate CrossFitters, but CrossFitters have increased their metabolic conditioning, and therefore they're getting a little bit better at everything over a very long period of time.
Brian Shaw's a great example. He's in great condition, right?
Brian Shaw is in amazing shape, and there's really nothing the guy can't handle. Brian Shaw could lose 50 pounds and probably look amazing, or he could stay big and he can win World's Strongest Man titles, win the Arnold Classic. He can go in any direction that you want him to. You could even get the guy in shape and he can probably go play an NBA basketball game. He'd probably laugh at that. But just an example of what an awesome athlete that guy is and the level of conditioning that he has. Strongman, you need some really, really good conditioning on top of being just an ass kicker and being a bruiser. I got my leanest 2 or 3 different occasions from different styles and different types of diets. The first time I got really lean was a straight up keto diet where the fat was really high, the carbs were super low, and I ran that for a pretty long period of time and it was very successful. But the leanest I ever got, I think, was when I did a photo shoot for my own magazine. I did a photo shoot for Power Magazine, and I did a bodybuilding style diet. The problem with the bodybuilding style diet for me was I just hated eating the 6 meals a day. I hated being so regimented with it. And I absolutely despised that I wasn't really eating much fat. So I switched that diet out and started eating a little bit more fat, and was still making some awesome gains with a Z. So there's a lot of different ways to go about doing it. I've also done moderate ketosis style diets, which is kind of more what I do now. I'll just pick a day and just cut carbohydrates out. Another fantastic thing to try, if you're not one to diet and you're fat, is to just try to diet for a day. Write that down. It's probably going to be the title of a book, Diet for a Day. Try to just diet for one day. You got the discipline to do that, right? Try to just fucking diet for one day. So you got the 7 days a week, pick a Tuesday and say, I'm going to eat good Tuesday. Maybe the next week you eat good on Tuesday and Thursday. Maybe you start to add some days, and maybe you get to a point where you have more good days than you do bad days. And guess what? If you've never eaten well before in your life and you've never had any sort of regimen, you'll be able to lose weight off of that diet. Meanwhile, on those other days, not like you're gonna go crazy and eat whatever you want, but you're still eating some of the things that you enjoyed before. Strength is never a weakness, and that is it from Super Training Gym. Well, guess what, my friend? We will all die. We will all be in a lot of pain. It's all coming our way. It's inevitable. It's part of life. But in the meantime, you might as well be a fucking savage and live your life the way you want to live. And you might as well put your best effort and your best foot forward and train like a motherfucker.